Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me Knuckles. Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles. I'm hard as nails. It ain't hard to tell. I break them down whether they're solid or frail. Unlike the rest of them, I'm independent since my first breath. First test, feel the right worse than the worst left. Born on an island in the heavens, the blood of my ancestors flows inside me. My duty is to save the flower from evil deterioration, yeah. I will be the one to set your heart free true. Cleanse the evil spirits of them that's in you. Streaking lights, loud sounds, and instincts are the elements that keep me going. I am fighting my own mission. Nothing's gonna stand in my way. No, I will be the one to set your heart free true. Cleanse yourself of them evil spirits that's in you. Won't be frightened, I'll stand up to all the pain and turmoil. Just believe in myself, won't rely on others. Get this power to wipe out the havoc and anarchy. This is my planet, gonna fight for my destiny.
Hi there, folks, and welcome to TV Tuners. It's a television podcast for the true fanatics. It's a weekly dive in the latest in TV news and reviews. I'm your host, Swanson. With me, as always, is my co-host, and he's been away for a while, but he's back to kick some butt in Wild Canyon, Stairmaster.
Give up the emeralds or die. I don't love you!
Yeah, we're back. We're here. Well, we'll talk about where we're at in a second here, but first let me introduce my other co-host. He's ready to go into space. He's going to help me get the emeralds. Kiorein.
Hello.
Does this mean that Kio's the player character? The player?
That's right, because I'm your main man, Knuckles.
Well, I thought Stair was Knuckles.
You're damn right, Sonic.
Well, I'm Sonic.
Damn, that's Swanson. He's sexy and smooth.
Whoa.
Yeah. Hey, listen.
Yeah, well, hey, Swanson's got to be someone.
Hey, whoa. Patrick Warburton should have played Knuckles at some point in his life, right? I mean, he still can.
He won't.
Hey,
they're not good.
Whoa, Sonic. Hey.
It's too late.
I mean, yeah, I guess so, because everyone would just be like, why is Joe Swanson? Why is Mr. Family Guy playing Knuckles?
Yeah, that would be like how Dan Castellaneta voiced the genie.
Oh, yeah.
From Aladdin.
Yeah. Welcome to another exciting edition of TV Tuners. Post 200. We have left the confines of Denver, Colorado after 4 years living there.
Yeah, this is TV Tuners Phoenix.
That's right. We're in Phoenix, Arizona. It's hot down here, guys. Hot. It's a dry heat, though.
Yeah, we had quite a bit of a move here. There's been some pretty severe changes. Do you guys want to give them the bad news first?
Well, the bad news is that there are no windows where we're staying.
They don't care about that. This is a podcast.
Well, for my life value enjoyment.
Your moral values as a Judeo-Christian.
Windows are pretty important.
Swanson, I understand that you're sad, and I guess that might affect the way the podcast goes. It's just it's not a visual medium. They're not going to really see the lack of windows. They might see, they might hear your deteriorating mental health, but I think that might just entertain them more. So I don't know if that's really, bad news per se.
Well, the other bad news is that the crab didn't make it with us. As far as we know, the crab is still in Denver.
And the crab cannot move that fast. So if
crabs
it is
are not
following
known
us,
to.
I thought you were saying the crab died in the desert heat.
No, I don't know what happened to the crab. We left before we didn't have the time to take him.
Yeah, and we did have the time to take Pumpkin, but I wasn't allowed to.
Yeah, we thankfully Light Swanson or Dark Swanson. I'm still confused by that. I think it was Dark Swanson.
Maybe it was
Dark Swanson said the real Dark Swanson, who did stand up and took us here.
Not to be confused with Evil Swanson. Or
right,
Demon
who is
Swanson.
Light Swanson. He, the Dark Swanson, he said that we didn't have time for any of that. And also you had Pumpkin in your hands, Keo, and he sort of like book checked you, and you dropped him.
And we sort of applauded.
Yeah, well, me and Stair were hooting and hollering.
I went to go pick up Pumpkin, and Stairmaster said, no, he will stay. And he was, when somebody talks like that to me, I really can't say no, so I just kind of went along with that.
Also, it was probably not healthy for you to hold that thing. So
he's in an airtight container. There's no risk of his, whatever's inside of there. Whatever kind of
he was in an airtight container. That thing hit the ground, and then I don't know what happened.
Yeah, there were already cracks starting to form, even before you dropped it.
Yeah. Well, I doubt it's going to be that dangerous. I think it's just a little bit of mold or something.
Well, you think he's still out there?
Pumpkin? Yeah, he's out there.
No, the crab. I was talking about the important people.
There's no way the crab would just, disappear.
Yeah, I don't think the crab would leave. Probably, yeah, that's nice. It's got an easy hunting for all those horses that keep exploding.
Yeah. One of the nice things that we haven't talked about Arizona is that there are no horses. Zero.
Except at the Derby.
Well, yeah, those horses have been trained for a life of running in circles and people cheering or booing them. Do people boo the horse derby?
Yeah.
Yeah, if they're losing their bet, then of course they're going to boo.
Yeah, those horses are living a nice, rich life, unlike the ones in Denver who are exploding upon impact with the city.
Yeah, do you think they're ever going to run out of those horses, or are they just going to keep coming?
Life finds a way.
Thank you. It doesn't quite answer my question, but I guess that means
not our
yes.
problem anymore, Keo. That's how I think of it.
Well, yeah, we don't have to worry about Denver ever again, right?
As far as I know, I mean, listen, we're enjoying the Phoenix sun.
We're not enjoying it. When we're outside, we don't want it. It burns us, and we cry. And when we're inside, we don't have any windows to look out at, and we're in, relative darkness in here.
Dry, hot darkness.
Yeah.
Yeah, I tried to light some candles, but Stairmaster said it was making it hot, and what else? You said it was depleting our oxygen? I don't think there's an airflow issue in here, is there?
Well, there's no windows.
Yeah,
we got ventilation, right?
As far as I can tell, we have some sort of ventilation. The other thing I wanted to point out, the good thing, is we got a nice sort of recording setup here. For one thing, this is a fully built unit, as far as I can tell. Has not been split down the middle.
We haven't explored the entire building yet.
There is a labyrinth.
Especially, there's a large sort of underground labyrinth going on there. Also, there's a door that says haunted.
And beware the Minotaur.
Yeah, that's a sign. The multiple signs say that.
Do you think that means that it's haunted by the Minotaur?
I mean, the Minotaur had to have died in there, right?
Yeah, and I guess he became like a ghost who still like fucks your shit up.
But then why keep the beware the Minotaur line?
It's a ghost Minotaur.
Yeah. I think it's like you're expecting two bad things, but instead you get one bad thing that's both of the bad things,
making it worse than having just them separate.
Right.
So yeah, for that reason we haven't. I mean, do you guys want to check out the labyrinth later? Like, there might be treasure.
Yeah, I mean, I'm down. Let's see how this goes. Our first record in the new setting here.
Some gold doubloons or something.
Ooh, I like that.
Is that thematic for for Labyrinth?
Yeah, I think doubloons are in labyrinths. Yeah.
There's also a statue of David Bowie by the entrance. All stone bust.
Yeah.
Yeah. What's the story there?
I think it's just because David Bowie was in the movie Labyrinth, Keo.
I know that, but like...
What's the story of Labyrinth?
No, who's decorating this?
I assume the previous owner?
It's hard to say.
Okay, I mean, if I built a labyrinth, I wouldn't be making any like clever like little movie jokes. I would take this very seriously because this is
okay.
This is a very serious thing. I mean, a labyrinth with a Minotaur in it, that's something that's life or death for people. Like, people have definitely died in there, right?
I mean, probably.
I don't know. We'd have to go check.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't laugh about this. This is not a funny thing, right?
I will say, if people have died in there, then good on the labyrinth makers, because I don't smell anything.
Also, the door, it does not lock from the outside. So so the Minotaur might show up.
Oh, like he just can come roaming into the recording studio?
If there is a Minotaur. Or ghost.
Like, it could just be a joke because they have a statue of David Bowie. So.
But it is very voluminous. From what we can tell.
Yeah, so we'll give you some updates throughout the podcast about the new TV Tuner's house, the labyrinth.
That's right. But hey, listen, if you're listening to all this, you're like, wow, I got some quips, I got some comments, questions, foresights. Otherwise, well, why not send them to our email address and we can read them aloud on the podcast? That's right. All you gotta do is send it to tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. What's that email address, Kiorein?
TV. Yeah, TV. That's right.
That's right. You could be like Gio, who sent us this email. Chimibonga.
Oh.
Wait, is that the person who sent it? Or...
No, that's the title of the email.
Wow.
I feel like the title should have clued in who sent it. Fellas, I just ate a whole chimichanga along with all the fixins, and I'm feeling as a man does after such consumptions. What TV show should I watch, Gio?
Oh, well. By now he's probably digested it, so big sorry.
Yeah, I'll go, although, I mean, it could always happen again, so I guess in that case, you don't want to watch something longer than a half hour, I think. Because you're going to want to pause probably at certain points.
So you should watch Barry.
Yeah, watch Barry.
I agree, watch Barry.
You could tell we're right because Keo
had no recourse but to agree.
He was really... You can't see it, but...
Yeah, I really enjoyed the first season of Barry. I very much enjoyed the first season of Barry.
And what about the second?
If you keep watching Barry up into season 4, that'll be by the time the chimichanga really kicks in.
Wow.
Yeah, the second season of Barry, thumbs up. Good season.
What about the third season?
Third season of Barry.
Oh.
Pretty good.
Pretty good.
Oh, you get. Oh, you little imp.
Can't believe he's allowed to say these things on our TV podcast.
But fourth season of Barry, I don't know. I don't know about that season.
Keo is very skeptical about that season.
I'm just not sure about that season of Barry.
He didn't like the part where he made him feel extreme pain.
Yeah,
Keo was giving that season the side eye at every possible moment.
He was shaking his head vigorously to indicate he did not agree with the decisions of the characters.
Ooh. Yeah, I was like, why are you doing that? Why are you doing that?
Keo,
can't you just stop?
Keo sent me a lengthy text message where he was like, if I was Barry, I simply would not be doing this.
Yeah, and what I also would have done is went back and apologized for what I did.
Yeah, that would make things better, I think.
Yeah, I would have said sorry, and then I would have left the country.
It would have just been the end of that.
Years of reviewing television have taught me it's important to fess up to your mistakes.
Yeah.
It's true. Listen. That's what Walter White did, and look what happened.
Yeah, happy ending.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, listen,
Literally, you smile on his face last shot of the show.
Yeah, Tony Soprano never admitted to his mistakes. Look what happened.
What happened?
He was frowning.
Fades to black. Yeah, he's waiting to eat at a diner.
It's like in a Half-Life VR, but the AI is self-aware, where it's just panning in on Gordon's face and you can hear him screaming internally.
Do you think anyone's done AI recreation where they're like, I figured out what the last scene of The Sopranos is using AI?
Yes.
I think they'll do it next month.
And it's just Tony Soprano getting like shot in the back.
Yeah, and the bullet going through AJ.
Yeah. Yeah.
Look, I could see an AI saying that he gets shot, but he survives, or something stupid like that.
Yeah.
Now I'm
he
just
survives
imagining,
and he's out for revenge.
What's that new TikTok voice of the guy? It's like, I can't. The kind of deep voiced, baritone, smooth guy.
The guy who's like, listen to
no.
this.
This mob boss is cheating on his wife. Unbelievable.
This chemistry teacher is cooking meth.
Yeah, you gotta know. You're locked in on these things.
Wait, what are you talking about? TikTok?
There's like a fancy AI voice guy who's like,
yeah, who's just doing all these videos.
Top 5 reasons to shoot yourself.
Yeah, I have
that
no
kind of
clue.
stuff.
I've never seen this.
Top 5 biggest mistakes of Barry Berkman.
Number 1, becoming an assassin.
No, that's a different guy entirely. That's the Nasally guy.
Nasally guy?
Nasally guy, number one, Burger King feed lettuce.
Thanks for that email, Gio. tvtunerspodcast@gmail.com. That's where where you can send all the emails if you so choose. Let's move on. What'd you guys watch this week? Huh? Anything exciting?
No. I was gonna watch Furiosa today, but then I slept in and decided not to go to the movie theaters.
And you're the reason that the movies are dead.
Yeah, Stair, why would you do this to our movie industry?
You've killed the movie theater. It definitely has nothing to do with the strike from last year.
Or the fact everything's so damn expensive.
Well, I mean, that's the reason why people aren't going, but the reason that no movies are out might have something to do with a little something we call writers not getting paid. Anyway, you guys watch anything? Something you want to talk about?
I watched the latest few episodes of season 2 of Smiling Friends.
Happy Halloween.
I keep hearing good things about this show. I hear words like classic Adult Swim.
I would not call this classic Adult Swim. No.
No, I don't think there's a strong through line from this to say Aqua Teen Hunger Force.
The only through line is a small budget, which you couldn't tell because they actually animated it. So yeah, it's a great program. It's funny. It's got really good animation for the budget they have. And
they're smiling all the time?
No, they're not really smiling all that much at all.
It's a lie. The show's a lie. Tune out.
Well, the premise of the show is they make people smile, and they work at a place called Smiling Friends. So,
and they succeed in this often.
Sometimes.
Yeah,
most episodes they do make somebody smile. Actually, that is true.
Okay, tune in.
Yeah, tune in.
You haven't seen a single episode Smiling Friends, Swanson?
I've heard about it and I've seen clips.
Come on, man! You got nothing better to do with your time? Okay, you saw clips. That's good enough for me. Did you see Mr. Frog?
Maybe. Listen. I couldn't tell you anybody's name on Smiling Friends.
I'm Mr. Frog. This is my show. I use the bug. I love you. Hello.
I don't think I've seen Mr. Frog.
Hello. Swanson, you should really watch the show.
Sorry. I'm not sorry.
You're a worthless human being. Hello.
Oh, no. Stare, you got nothing?
I got nothing.
All right. I got some stuff to discuss, I guess. And talk about.
You watch Challengers?
Real quick, like. No, I did not watch the sexy tennis movie that apparently has zero actual sex.
Rip off.
I did watch a show called I watched this a little bit ago, but I'm going to discuss it now. It's definitely long forgotten, and it deserves to be. It's called The Regime. And it was a little mini series that HBO was running about ended about the beginning of May, I think. Kate Winslet is the main lead, and she plays the leader of a fictional European country who she's essentially the dictator of. And we follow her affair with a military guy who's called the Butcher, who got into some trouble after he butchered some folks.
Did a couple of little war crimes, Swanson?
He committed some war crimes, some light war crimes.
And he's played by Carl Urban.
No, he's not played by anybody that I know of, although he does a good job with what he's given. The problem with the show is that its tone is sort of all over the place. So that brief sort of synopsis that I gave you, does it sound like a comedy show?
No.
Well, it is. But also it's not. It's a satire, you see, but that satire is also sometimes funny, but also it wants you to take it seriously without changing. It's a show that's the penultimate episode ends with a siege on the palace, and it takes it very seriously, but also previously, like in that very same episode before, they were having like an awkward Christmas dinner with a kid that they adopted, aka stole from someone who works in the palace.
So they can't quite decide on what they want from this program.
Yeah, it kind of goes all over the place, and
unlike Barry, which can swerve very elegantly between tones.
Yeah, it's not. It's also a full hour, unlike Barry.
Oh yeah, you should not do an hour-long comedy or even 45 minutes.
One of the big
talking animal.
One of the big errors of the show, in my view, is that it takes place all inside of the palace. so you don't understand any of the country's political situation except for exposition told by people in the palace, so it doesn't really get you a feel.
I could see how that could work as a choice, at least. But...
Yeah, like, I get what they were kind of going for. Like, the whole point is that she's supposed to be isolated until the point where she's not at the end, but it doesn't really work.
Is that Tune Out? Wow. That's crazy.
Oh, I did watch something. A new Netflix show. A Netflix series called Kiorein, Path of the Lone Wolf.
Oh.
And you forgot you watched it, so...
yeah, that's...
Is that a clue?
Which is quite the shame. So... It's a very big letdown, I would say, because it's a... Well, this is kind of... I don't know where to begin. So, let's start with the... Kiorein was a series of novels written in Japan about this about this guy who goes around dojo stomping people and gets involved in this like tug of war between the two strongest men in Japan. One who's head of the biggest karate school, and the other who's head of a wrestling promotion.
This sounds exciting. This sounds like a great program.
Whoa. Hey. Sounds exciting.
So yeah, that got adopted into a manga. Well, it got adopted into one manga, which was illustrated by the guy who does Baki. So it was some of the best fight scenes you can read in the martial arts genre. So I was very excited for this, but they decided to make a side story instead of adopting it. Probably because there's so much material to work through. But you think the benefit of a side story is you wouldn't have to stomp over the canon stuff. Except in the last 2 episodes, this character goes back to... You get to see the perspective of the series from his point of view. Which doesn't quite work. Because, there's a lot of heat building that's involved in these stories. People getting over. And the final episode is him barging into the finals of a 32-person tournament and beating up one of the finalists so he can get revenge on a guy.
Oh, no.
And, all that context is lost because you don't see the tournament.
So they just kind of fumbled their way through this, huh?
Yeah. And it's also very awkward whenever the main character from Kiorein shows up. Kind of feels like he's wedged in there.
How could they possibly do this?
Yeah, they should have just done an OVA about the pro wrestling guy fighting Crybaby Sakura. Like a blind man whose other senses are so great, he can paint by using the scent of each individual pigment to determine which color is which.
That's hardcore.
Yeah.
So,
that's a tune out. I don't know if Kiorein is at your local library, Swanson. Go read it. I think you'd like it.
All right.
I doubt it, though.
But if it's not there, I won't.
Yeah.
Let's see. What else? Oh, watched a travel show called Conan O'Brien Must Go. It's pretty self-explanatory. He goes. It's good. It was fun. Conan does what he does. It's good. Werner Herzog narrates the opening sequence, which is funny. It's short. You can watch it in like a day probably, and you get a lot of fun bits. The final episode is in Ireland, and Conan does an extended bit on the White House, extended riff on the lighthouse. So that's fun.
Do the Irish run him out?
The Irish do run him out. They do have there's a funny sequence where when he arrives in Ireland, everyone he sees a bunch of people who just look like him.
Okay, that is a good bit.
He said he said in interviews that his goal was to create a travel show where you learn nothing about the place that he's visiting, and he's accomplished that. There's a really good bit, I think it's in the Ireland episode, where he is trying out a delicacy there, and he interrupts the guy while he's explaining how the process is made, and just starts eating the food and having like an orgasmic reaction to it. That's good. Tune in. Last but not least, I finished Shogun.
Oh.
Yeah, that's gonna be a tough one to beat for show of the year, guys. It's good, real good.
Well, I wasn't gonna bring it up until later, but yeah, I was also watching Shogun up until the last episode because F movies did not include the subtitles.
Who didn't include what?
They did not include the subtitles.
Stare, we watch our television programs on legitimate legal services.
On FX
I watch
Plus.
it on Hulu like a grown man who pays bills. I've never watched anything illegally. Anybody who suggests otherwise is talking about themselves and should be apprehended post haste.
True.
Like, Stare, you wouldn't download a car.
Yeah, I wouldn't.
I would download a car, like, for sure.
Yeah, that's such a weird thing to include in there, like, because I would download a car if given the opportunity. Like, absolutely. Like, what do you mean I wouldn't what? Yes.
Did they not watch Star Trek? That's awesome.
Yeah, it sounds great. Anyway, yeah, it's good. It's there. You should watch that final episode. It really ties everything. It ties the room together.
That's what I heard. Too bad I couldn't see for myself.
Yeah, you're gonna have to find it another way. But yeah, it's good stuff. We should point out here, because we're not talking about it in the news section. FX announced that they're doing more Shogun material. I don't know what that means in terms of if they're just... It has to mean that they're doing more adaptations of the writer's work and not a sequel to this, because mild spoilers, there's not a whole lot to continue with.
Yeah, the interesting part of that guy's life is over.
Yeah, it's kind of just all done. It's all downhill from here. But yeah, we'll see. As for now, Shogun, big tune in. And if no one has anything else, I think that's it for that segment. Hold your peace.
That's it.
And we'll go ahead and get to the news. Listen, it's been a busy couple weeks here, and nobody's been more busy than streaming services. You guys might remember when we started this podcast almost 6 years ago at this point, that there was a term going around called the streaming wars.
Yeah, a lot of casualties in those wars. Remember Quibi?
Quibi. We'll pour one out for Quibi. Remember before Paramount Plus, we had CBS All Access?
No.
Keo, how could you forget such great shows as Tell Me a Story? Was that the Pigman one?
Oh, I remember that.
Chekhov's
That was on, what was it called? CBS?
CBS All Access.
CBS Ultra Max?
That's right. Remember when Max was just HBO Max? And then they, for some reason, decided to drop the brand name that everyone knew?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good times. Well, the streaming wars, I think, are, I think it's fair to say, they're winding down or moving into a new phase, because we're entering a new era, I think. One that could be called the bundling. The great bundling.
Oh, they're trying to give us more value?
That's right. You're going to get more value for your entertainment, quote unquote. this is coming off the heels of Netflix is the big one here because they're teaming up with both of these and to be part of both of these bundles. So they're double bundling.
So Netflix this is like a ceasefire in the streaming wars. Is that what's going on, or?
I guess it's like all of them agreeing, like, hey, we can't. It turns out we can't. We have now that we have to marginally pay our writers some sort of money. It turns out we can't continue to be funded. So let's bundle together in order to make money.
What is this? This seems familiar. Bundling all these channels of content together into one singular package.
Yeah, it sounds like something, but I can't quite put my finger on it.
My grandpa was talking about this thing. He wrote this down on this ancient scroll. He called it Cably or something.
Cably. Well, we do use Cablys to transfer information electronically.
It's true, yeah. I can't imagine what else we could have used it for. But
why would he be talking about data transfer Cablys for something TV related? Like I mean, I can understand that, but what does that have to do with packaging together all these different channels?
It's hard to say, Kyo. I don't really know. It's called a streaming bundle, so it's totally different from whatever that could be, I think.
Okay.
And I lied before. Netflix actually did choose a side in this. So I guess the streaming wars are still on. It's just that it's now becoming like a World War II scenario. There's like, or I guess any war. There's a
in the sense that they're all Nazis.
Was everyone in World War II a Nazi, sir?
No, but I mean, if they were only Nazis.
Okay, yeah, yeah. The one side is Disney Plus, Hulu, and Max all together in one big package, which honestly not a bad deal, I guess. The other one is Peacock, Netflix, and Apple TV Plus, which oof. Hey, do you want to subscribe to Netflix for less money, but you for the same amount of money, but you get 2 other streaming services that you barely use? There you go.
You're saying Netflix chose the wrong side here.
I'm saying that if I were picking, I would probably, if I had to pick one cable package to go with. Sorry, I meant streaming bundle.
Whoa, Swanson, you must know some information that Stairmaster and I have not.
No, I don't know what came out of me there, but I meant streaming bundle.
Stair,
I would probably pick.
We can't trust Swanson anymore.
I would pick the one that probably has like stuff that I watch on it. You know, the one with the HBO stuff. Yeah, I'd probably take that, and slightly, I don't know, movies that have come out recently. That's cool. Either way, this is all, what's the word I'm looking for here? Depressing. Not depressing in the sense that we're going right back to how things were in the past. More so that I'm being reminded that everything old is once again new, nothing changes, and the world remains the same. Thanks, streaming services.
Time is a flat circle. All of this has happened before, and will happen again.
Yeah. Left out in the cold by these bundlings. Paramount Plus, not included in either of them.
Well, they've got Knuckles. What else do they need?
It's true. When you got Knuckles, you don't need nothing else. Unlike Netflix, he doesn't chuckle. But listen, that's just one news item, guys. All right. There's something else. A big event happened in the world of broadcast television. That's right, where the cable is.
Cable.
Young Sheldon ended.
Young Sheldon's
with
over?
Big ratings.
Are people really...
That's right. Young Sheldon tragically passed away.
He became old.
Yeah,
Literally, I think that's how it ended.
Yeah, he just became Sheldon.
Yeah, young Sheldon transitioned to Sheldon, and
As a result, Young Sheldon died.
The people came out to watch Young Sheldon, guys. It had the
how many people? How many millions of people?
9 million people tuned in to watch this. Which, doesn't sound like a lot when you look at the records of TV past, But it is the highest ratings that a CBS show has had since 2020.
So, Young Sheldon has really resonated with, who? Who's watching this?
Your parents.
Fans of the Sheldons. Young and old. Although, I guess we don't have an old Sheldon. It's more just like, it's Young Sheldon and then Sheldon, so.
We don't have an old Sheldon yet.
True. But yeah, Young Sheldon is over. From what I heard, it was apparently emotional. I don't know. Yeah, so listen, congrats to Young Sheldon for ending strong and becoming the guy that we all love to be called.
No.
No.
No? You don't like it when you don't like it when your boomer parents say, "Oh, you remind me of Sheldon."
No, I don't much care for that.
I did not like it when that happened to me.
He was like, "No, it's because you're really smart." It's like, "Oh, thanks."
Mm-hmm. Oh, so I'm like so smart that I'm an asshole.
So I'm like the clown on your television.
I'm like Sheldon. I'm a Sheldon to you, huh? I'm a Sheldon in what way? What way am I like a Sheldon?
Am I like a charisma void? Is that what you're saying?
I think Swanson's too normal to be piling this on us. Let's kill him, Keo. Let's get his neurotypical ass.
Listen, it's happened to me.
Oh. Yeah, boomers do not understand.
That's how the Will Smith song goes, right?
Yeah.
Boomers just don't understand.
Yeah.
All right, well, that's it for the news. But hey, listen, sometimes we get some items that aren't technically news, but we've heard some things, let's say.
It pretty much is news, honestly.
This is gonna be news.
It's news with an asterisk. It's like soon to be news.
It will be news. To be news.
We've got some good sources on our information.
Yeah.
Disinformation, Daniel.
What you might recall... what was that one?
Disinformation, Daniel.
No, Keo, I told you to strike that guy as a source.
Oh. Well, okay. I'll absolutely not mention any of his information today on the podcast.
All right. Good. Yeah, you would call these rumors, and this segment is called Rumor Roundup. Hit the theme, Stair.
I think he's upset that you made him do the theme.
Okay, well, hit the theme, Keo.
Death chamber, death chamber, death chamber.
Yeah. Who wants to go first with the rumor? Anyone got a juicy one they want to open up with?
I heard that Netflix is going to do a adaptation of Settlers of Catan.
Oh. Wow, really? How does that work? I really don't know. I don't know the lore of Settlers of Catan.
Well, the docket, the little... What's the term?
You know, the press release?
No, not the press release.
The instruction manual?
For the game? People are like, how people were like posting little legal things when Drake...
I think docket's
Drake
right.
Lamar thing. Yeah. What?
I think docket's the right word.
Not dockets. They were like the bylines or whatever. Not bylines, but something like that. It was a free... Fuck.
I have no idea what you're getting at.
Anyways, the rumor is it's going to be about a family that gets sucked into their Settlers of Catan board game when they're... A family that's undergoing some pressure to divorce.
Oh, broken family.
And settling Catan will bring them together.
So it's more like Settlers of Jumanji.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a different game.
Right.
I've never actually played...
Netflix doesn't have the rights to that.
I've never actually played Settlers of Catan. What's going on in this game? They got like all these pieces. I was hoping
one of you would have.
I've never settled in the land.
It seems fairly popular, so I assumed one of us would have played it.
And yet, here we are.
It is one of those iconic European-style board games.
It's got a hex grid, so it's like D&D.
True, yeah.
It's got little pieces, so it's like Monopoly. Little houses.
Yeah, because you're a settler, Keo.
You're a settler, yeah. And you're settling, and you're owning things, and you're building a small business. Hey, I think I know how this game works.
Monopoly.
Yeah.
True. Very much like that. Apparently there's a whole, great big expansion to Settlers of Catan.
Okay. So have you heard any rumors, Swanson?
Well, I did hear a rumor. Listen, this one feels a little shaky now, but NBC is working on a Seinfeld revival. It's interesting timing, given that Jerry Seinfeld is very much persona non grata currently.
I think somebody wanted to give him like a second chance, you know?
Yeah, and he deserves it.
Very interesting, considering the other rumor I heard, but go on.
Yeah, he... well, the thing is, they are working on this revival, but currently the only actor attached is Patrick Warburton.
Is Jerry Seinfeld attached?
No.
Huh.
So, I'm not sure if it's going to be like where Patrick Warburton plays his famous Seinfeld character Putty. And that's like the show. I'm not sure if they're waiting to see if they can coax Jason Alexander in to play George or something.
Oh, what's Michael Richards doing?
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. I think he's a stage actor these days.
Yeah, they don't seem to have much going for this show yet, so I'll be watching and waiting to see who they can get on this, because it seems pretty sparse right now, doesn't it?
I mean, you would think Michael Richards would be easy to get.
I guess they're just not happy with Jerry Seinfeld. I think they might be upset with him.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm gonna keep my tabs on this, but for now, what I'm being told is that Patrick Warburton's the only one who is signed on. Everyone else currently unknown what they're up to. Keo, what do you got in terms of rumors?
Yeah, so I'm kind of veering into the world of anime a little bit here. Hope that's okay with you guys, but I've got a pretty big rumor that is pretty relevant to television. So I've heard that Studio Bones is going to be producing a Family Guy anime, 12 episode season.
Oh. And the whole cast is going to be there?
Yeah, the entire cast is going to be there. Of course, it's going to air in Japanese first, but they are going to dub it with the original Family Guy actors.
Of course. Yeah.
Studio Bones, that's an interesting pick. A lot of guys from Sunrise came over.
Yeah, I don't really know what happened there, how that studio got into the mix here, but yeah, this is going to be, but they're describing it as Family Guy from a new angle.
Do you think this might be them trying to cope for the fact that My Hero Academia is coming to an end?
Yeah, they had to have something to produce, and they're running out of projects, and they just took on the new Family Guy anime.
So is Seth MacFarlane going to be involved?
He's going to be voicing his characters. That's been confirmed.
In the dub or in original Japanese?
In the dub, yeah. I don't think... I mean, they might have him for the Japanese voice. I don't know if he speaks Japanese.
Well, okay, so then I do have to ask, since we know that he's involved with the Seinfeld revival, Patrick Warburton will be playing Joe Swanson?
Well, they're saying that the entire cast is going to be taking their roles in the dub, so that I can't imagine. And they've got this promotional artwork of Peter Griffin in an anime style with a sans...
Wait. Hold on.
What?
They got promotional art? So
well,
this
yeah.
isn't a rumor.
No.
This is just news.
No, it's not from an official source. It's leaked.
Yeah, you have to, have some promotional stuff to show when you're pitching these kind of things.
Because I would be very mad if you posted a news story in the rumor section.
No, this is a rumor. It's, here, look at this. It's kind of like this kind of out of focus picture. It's Peter Griffin in anime style. He's got a sans Undertale glowing blue eye.
Oh no! Sorry, the photo is just so funny.
Well, yeah, they had to slim him down a little bit because the action scenes wouldn't be believable if he's just his full.
And why did they make?
They made Chris a little too sexy with it.
Yeah, they made Chris.
He's like one of those beefy guys on Golden Kamuy now.
Yeah, and why did they make Brian the dog look like Papyrus from Undertale?
Yeah, that was a strange choice.
I think
they gave him black eyes, sort of like Charlie from Smiling Friends.
I think this might be like just a gag, like just some concept art of a gag they're going to do for maybe one scene. It's going to be Family Guy. They're going to be doing lots of referential humor.
Oh, yeah. Okay, that explains this shot, this promotional artwork here of Stewie going Super Saiyan.
Yeah, they're going to really be going all out with all the anime references on this one. So I'm actually kind of excited. I feel like the actual Family Guy program kind of stagnated and became one of the most unwatchable things ever, but this is promising. What do you guys think?
Okay, Kia, we have to talk about this. Is this Lois with what looks to be a Bankai?
Well, she's got like this kind of abstract looking bladed weapon. So I guess that's a Bankai. I don't know.
Well, because the picture next to it is her, which is like a regular sword, like a samurai sword, and then the next one is like the sword is like transformed.
Yes.
Yeah. Look.
Transformed into what, Swanson? Do you want to say for our audience?
Well, it is like sort of like a leather whip. As we know, Lois Griffin famously into being a dominatrix.
Yeah, I mean, Swanson, you're asking me these questions like you don't know. Yeah, they are making a Bleach reference here.
And you're sure that this is promotional art and not something someone made on DeviantArt?
Why would somebody lie about this?
You're right.
Fair. She's fair. I mean, no more questions need to be asked there. All right, well... There's sort of a disturbing rumor to end on, but...
you thought that was disturbing?
Wait, I thought we had two rumors.
Oh, do you have another one?
I did.
All right,
Peacock is in talks to develop a fighting game, a platforming fighting game. A la Smash. Working title is Peacock Punch Fest.
And it's going to have like all the favorite Peacock characters?
All the favorite NPC characters such as Seinfeld.
Whoa.
Whoa. Maybe this is why Jerry's busy.
I don't know how involved he'd be in a game.
The cast of... Sorry, Kia, what?
I didn't think he'd be that involved. Wouldn't they just have him on to do a couple of voice clips for the character? Like, hey.
No, they have to have him do the motion capture.
Oh, yeah. Got to get his bones just right?
Yeah. So, like, the full cast of Seinfeld is in this?
They have not been clear. Some of the characters listed are Michael Scott.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Jerry Seinfeld.
Okay.
John Cena.
Yeah.
And for some reason, Ray Donovan.
Okay, yeah. I mean,
don't
that's
know
a
how
shot.
he got in there.
It's a sleeper pick, but yeah, I can see why he'd be in
that's
there.
not even that's a Paramount, I think.
Oh, well, yeah, I guess they own Showtime. Huh. Well, I mean, who knows what the rights are complicated. They could have gotten the rights to Ray Donovan.
And also Super Mario.
Oh.
As a partnership with the Nintendo Cinematic Universe that Studio Illumination is doing. Or whatever it's called.
That's right. Huh. I think Illuminate Studios or whatever.
Yeah, Illuminate.
You think Nintendo's upset about this? Because I don't think they really want him in other fighting mashup games, do they?
I think this will leave waves in the industry.
Well, I feel like this is Chris Pratt Mario, right? That's how they let it happen. So no one's really excited.
Well, the rumor is that they're getting Captain Ray Lubano.
Oh, Captain Lou Albano?
Lou Albano. I got Ray Donovan on the brain.
You talking about the Mario from the Super Show?
Yes.
And he's gonna let us know that if we do drugs, we go to hell.
And they have to use AI because he did die over 10 years ago.
Well, of course.
At least.
Who can say for sure when he died?
Yeah, no one here knows.
It's not a matter of public record, I'll say that much.
Yeah, no one online could possibly know when he died.
If anyone does say they know when he died, it's just a rumor, which you can't trust except for when we're saying it.
Yeah.
Anyways, I'm interested in what the stages are going to look like. Do you think there will be one based off of Seinfeld's apartment? That might be difficult to do with the platforming format.
I think it's more likely it'll be like the diner.
Oh.
A lot of action that you can get there.
As like a hazard.
Yeah. Is this a 2D scrolling one?
Yes.
Not 2D, like 3D animated, but with the 2D scrolling Street Fighter style?
Smash Brothers.
Yes.
Oh, yeah, I guess Smash Brothers is sort of like that.
It is not a Tekken clone.
Okay. Yeah, I could see a situation where you're battling and the diner patrons are in the background.
Yeah.
Yeah, you could see that. I mean, obviously the Dunder Mifflin Paper Company is going to be one. You'll fight
the
on
bar from Cheers might be in there.
Oh, we think Norm is going to join the battle?
Maybe he comes in and everyone says Norm, and that's a big speech bubble that will launch you if you're hit by it when it pops up.
Oh, yeah. That's a good idea.
Is there going to be a story mode on this game, do you think?
There's got to be.
Yeah, where you're going through... I guess I would... Listen, I'm not on the team, but my guess would be if there's a story mode, the big final boss would be that kid who the event of the show ended up being inside of his snow globe.
Oh, I was going to think they were going to fight the North Koreans for MASH.
Oh, yeah. Is that a Peacock original?
Is that it?
I think that might be owned by CBS.
Oh, shit.
But again, they got Ray Donovan, so there's nothing stopping them from getting the North Koreans from MASH.
Peacock Punch Fest. Yeah, it is a CBS show. What a big L on NBC's part.
Yeah. It also means that they can't get Archie Bunker in his famous chair. Anyway, it sounds like a good time. I would definitely watch someone play that game online.
And there are rumors that Will Smith will be in it as the Fresh Prince.
Yeah, that tracks, right? Uncle Phil is like a collectible. Like a special summon type of deal.
He throws DJ Jazzy Jeff at you.
Okay, yeah. That's good. What do you think would be the more plausible layout, like the fighting zone for Fresh Prince? Would it be the living room, or would it be the beach house, the sort of side house that they lived in, that him and Carlton lived in?
It's gotta be the living room. Come on, that's iconic. That's an iconic, huge, empty white space.
All right. Well, I'm looking forward to this game. I can't wait to to see people play it and be like, huh, that's fun.
I bet they're having fun.
Yeah. Oh, that's an interesting one. Huh. I'm not gonna buy that. And listen, that's it for the rumors, which means that there's only one thing left for us to discuss, guys. We watched a show. Perhaps the show.
Most important show.
The most important show that you could imagine, really. And now we're going to talk about it. Knuckles is a TV spin-off of the popular Sonic the Hedgehog film series.
Which is a spin-off of the popular Sonic the Hedgehog video game series.
The series follows Knuckles the Echidna, played by Idris Elba, who is struggling to adjust to his life on Earth, and he takes on Deputy Sheriff Wade Whipple as his apprentice, training him in the ways of the Echidna warrior to help him prepare for a bowling tournament in Reno, Nevada. During this journey, Wade is reunited with his mother and sister, while Knuckles is pursued by a former agent of Dr. Robotnik, who seeks to take the Echidna's power for himself. Did Knuckles leave you stronger than the rest of them? The best of them? Tougher than leather? Or did it not save you from deterioration?
Good question, Swanson.
Thanks.
Did Knuckles complete Act 1?
Well, no. I don't know.
No, he literally does in the opening scene of this series.
That's true, yeah.
Well, first we get a recap from Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes. Yeah.
Which I kind of... I don't know. It kind of makes me question the casting choice of this guy as Sonic. He does. It seems like he does become a little annoying if he's going on a full-on monologue.
Well, yeah, I feel like Sonic's a little annoying.
You don't like Sonic?
I think Sonic is supposed to be like a little shitster, isn't he? Like that's his whole.
He's supposed to be cool.
Yeah, I mean, I guess in the way that like the '90s were cool, but this is not the '90s anymore, Stair. I don't know. I think
you're just too self-conscious about the things you like, Swanson.
I don't know. Has Sonic ever been cool though? Like,
yes!
Is he like a cool guy?
Remember when he rode the snowboard in Ice Cap Zone?
No, I mean in the games he is cool, but like in any other adaptation of Sonic, was he like a cool guy?
Yeah, he was all aloof and chilled out.
Aloof.
Yeah, did you remember Sonic X? Like half the time on that show, he was literally just like lounging somewhere and just like, "Don't talk to me, I'm Sonic."
And Sonic
That's true.
In Sonic the OVA, he lives on the beach.
Yeah, I mean the Sonic in this is pretty chill too. The Sonic in this is mostly pretty chill. It's just that like he has the unenviable task of being like, "Hey Knuckles, man, why don't you chill out?"
Well, I'm just saying this guy is not good. This Sonic is not good for monologuing and narration.
No, I would argue. Well, yeah, I guess I would argue no Sonic is good for that.
No, I was.
What about
if you're
Sonic
cool,
Adventure when you load up a save game and Sonic tells you what's been happening?
Well, cool people don't monologue is the thing.
I think this should have been like one of those.
Like
Sonic Adventure recaps.
They have the splash screen. Play the jamming music.
Yeah, I think this should have been like a Sonic 3 recap, where you're just sort of thrown into the action and like no, you don't hear anything except for music and like maybe like a a slight sound effect of someone chuckling.
No, I'd be confused because I didn't watch the movie. I'd be confused. I'd be like, "Why is Knuckles?"
Did you watch the movie, Keo?
I just didn't watch it.
Do you want to watch it right now?
Yeah, the second movie that had Knuckles.
I got it. I got the one with Knuckles.
Listen, Keo, I'm gonna be honest. You're not missing a whole lot.
Oh, my dad liked it.
It's an alright movie. I mean, it's the Sonic. Listen, the Sonic movies and perhaps this TV show. We'll see. Are sort of the definition of mid in the terms that Keo wants it to be.
Wait, so it's bad?
No, in the terms that you want it to be, which is that it's middle of the road, like just
mid is short for middling.
Oh, so it's okay, which is bad.
It's all right.
Middling is not good. I would say middling is a pejorative term.
Yeah,
it's just okay. It's alright. But yeah, we get introduced to Knuckles here. He's going through a whole... and this must be a lot to set up. He does this every day?
Yes. And also, they've got the signpost. But yeah, they got his obstacle course up in the mountains.
And it's just like, this is like the beginning of Knuckles' day every day. Like,
yeah, but also he's got the signpost with his face on it, just like in the game, guys. Did you see that?
Yeah. Huh.
That's how you know he's really serious about training, that he's going to set that up.
Yeah, he's real serious about it, guys. And this warrior lifestyle is a little bit too much for his human...
His adopted mom.
His mommy figure. Yeah. There's we get Sonic and Tails and Mrs. Human.
Mrs. Cop.
Yeah, Mrs. Cop Lady in the special guest stars phase because they only appear in this first episode. Sonic gets a few decent bits in here, but it's all about all the gags are about Knuckles, guys. Knuckles sets up a whole fighting ring inside the house. He has a throne that he creates. That's fun. He's kidnapped the mailman.
It gave him a spear.
Yeah, true. But also a majority of this episode, this first one, does focus on comedian Adam Pally's character Wade Whipple, who was in the second movie. Was he in both movies?
He was in both movies.
Yeah, I just remember him having a bigger part in the second movie, to the detriment of the movie. And he's here a lot in this too. I guess he's a little more tolerable here. And the second, it's a little hard because in the second movie, you're just like, I'm here. Listen, I'm here for Jim Carrey, and I'm here for these CGI video game characters. Everything else is like, doesn't matter. So anytime that none of that is going on, you're like tapping your foot like Sonic, saying, I am waiting.
Yeah, this show has a pacing problem, I think.
And that's doubly true for this, where it's like...
It should have been 22 minutes, like Barry, but instead it's 40 minutes, so that means we get a really stretched out bit of him sucking at bowling.
Yeah. This British comedian from The Mighty Boosh is also here as Wade's bowling captain. There's a little shit kid who's like, I'm better at bowling than you, and she is. I will admit, it was a little funny that he just immediately kicks Wade off the team and has her join his team. And they must have set this up because they seem to have a whole plan together afterwards. But yeah, they're like, you're a big loser, we're leaving, bye, you suck at bowling. There's a lot of bowling focused stuff for a show about Knuckles the Echidna.
Yeah, I thought this was going to become like a bowling show or something, the way they were setting this up.
Yeah.
Bowling, famously one of the lesser featured Sonic activities. You can go bowling in Twinkle Park in Sonic Adventure 1.
Yeah, true.
But you're the bowling ball in that, and Knuckles did not do that at all, which one would
And
hope.
to my knowledge, there's never been a bowling, zone.
I don't think there has. I think you're right, Swanson.
They haven't done that one, so...
That might be fun, a sports zone.
I guess, yeah, it's mostly casino-focused. Sonic is very Vegas-themed.
But there are a lot of... If you had, a sports zone, you could have, pitching machines.
True.
You could have golf windmills.
Guys, if Sonic could live in one area of the world, where do you think he would live?
The Pacific Islands.
Yeah, that's probably right.
Because that is canonically where he's from.
Yeah. And Knuckles, of course, would live in the sky.
And he chose to live there. He chose to live on his island. That was his decision.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, so eventually at some point, Knuckles is grounded after his shenanigans. And he's visited by the ghost of his tribal chief. He acknowledges his tribal chief, and the ghost of his tribal chief, Pac-A-Mac, who is an actual character.
From Sonic Adventure.
Yeah. This time voiced by Christopher Lloyd, of all people. Because why not? What if this is his last role? There's a very good chance this is just going to be the last credit for Christopher Lloyd.
That'd be funny.
There
are worse ways to go out.
True. I mean, yeah, it could have been Food Fight.
Compared to Orson Welles.
Yeah, true.
Did you guys know that the mini boss for Carnival Night Zone is called Bowling Spin?
Ooh, do you think it's going to make an appearance?
Or Bowling Spin.
Oh,
I guess I do see the bowling connection in that boss. A little bit. Tiny, teeny, tiny bit.
No, I mean, it's knocking things away.
I mean, that's kind of bowling.
Yeah, for those of you guys who have no clue what we're talking about, there's a boss in Sonic 3 where it has a spinning top that it shoots down and destroys blocks that are the floor below you.
If you haven't played Sonic 3, get the fuck out of here.
Why are you listening to why are you listening to the podcast episode about Knuckles?
You're not my friend.
But no, continue listening. Also subscribe. And I don't know, send us emails or something. Yeah, so he gets told, like, hey, listen, for reasons that are unknown to me and also to you, but because the story suggested that the writers made it happen this way, you're gonna go help this guy. Knuckles is like, all right, I guess I will. Meanwhile, there's some two bad people who are working for Gun, which is like the military organization of the Sonic universe. They want Knuckles, and they're gonna go after him.
They want his quills.
And they do go after him. Shortly after he meets up with Wade and takes him on as his apprentice, these guys show up and they have a battle. One of these guys, by the way, played by rapper Kid Cudi. I'm not sure why he's...
This guy seemed familiar.
Yeah, he's been on... Well, he was on Comedy Bang Bang as the guy who replaced Reggie Watts. The show, I mean.
The show.
Yeah, so he's not bad. I mean, he does an alright job for a pretty thankless role altogether. But both of these characters are here to like be just villainous enough to be like, ooh, I want to see those people get beat up, but also to be like almost zero threat to Knuckles.
The problem
I will
is
give
one
the
of them
show
is a woman, and I don't think you can show Knuckles beating a woman.
Yeah, that's the problem when Knuckles is like a punch guy. He can't be punching a woman in the face.
Not in a PG show.
Yeah, like Sonic could like spin dash and like hit a woman in like the chest, and you'd be like, all right, that's okay.
Why does it gotta be in the chest?
Well, I mean, I guess he could hit her in the face, but I feel like if Sonic spin dashed a human in the face, they wouldn't have a face.
They wouldn't have a chest either, for that matter, but...
I guess it's true. He destroys whole robots.
Well, if I was making it, he would bounce off with the spring sound effect when he gets the woman in the chest.
Yeah, that's what I was actually picturing, yes. Yeah, Keo, I don't know what ultra-violent Quentin Tarantino bullshit you're coming up with for Sonic, where he's ripping through human people.
Well, you could hit the head and it would make a bumper sound. You're the one who said they wouldn't have a head.
Oh, come on, Kia. We all know what you want. Admit it.
Like Sonic.
Yeah, you want
it's time to let the wolf out.
Sonic.
What like we're doing like the Death Battle channel where it's just like they're having a fight and at the very end suddenly just like Sonic becomes a deadly buzzsaw and it's bloody death.
Well, listen, we've all watched The Boys. Technically, all Sonic has to do is just run through somebody.
Yeah.
Sonic's definitely faster than A-Train.
Oh, you made some guy on Reddit very mad.
I mean, Sonic's like, yeah, I mean, he has to be, right? He's faster than the speed of sound. I don't think A-Train can go that fast, otherwise his heart will explode.
But anyways, yeah, it's very complicated, the calculus for whether or not you can punch a woman in your TV program. And clearly it doesn't. The numbers do not work out for Knuckles to get kidnapped, so...
Yeah, the numbers don't... The numbers spell doom for Knuckles to get kidnapped.
Normally you got like a 50% chance of winning against
the censors.
Small woodland creatures.
But Knuckles is built different.
Yeah. I'm sorry.
I will give the show slight kudos here because when they do the bit where Kid Cudi's character stops Knuckles and says like I don't need your power or whatever, and then it's undercut by his cohort saying like, of course we do. That's the whole point. I thought like, oh good.
In the trailer.
Yeah, I thought like, oh good, they're gonna like undercut these two people so there's like zero suspense, but they do actually successfully capture Knuckles. So there is some.
Wade did not shoot them with his gun that all cops have.
Yeah, this is the least trigger happy cop ever put to the screen, I think. Other than like, I don't know, Beverly Hills Cop. No, he shoots his gun more than Wade. The Police Academy cops. He would fit in. Knuckles gets captured.
For some reason, he leaves behind these like super powerful gauntlets. What's up with that?
Yeah. There's no... I guess they had to get out of there real quick. They were so happy they got Knuckles. They were like, wow, let's go. And they just left.
I would have made sure I got the gauntlets, but that's just me. I'm built different.
Yeah, you're just built different, Keo. You know, you don't have the... You have the survival instincts, unlike these people. So yeah, Wade... the second episode is pretty much... A lot of it is Knuckles in a box, while Wade attempts and fails to save him. And then does save him.
And here we get... I feel like the... It's a good example of the show's pacing problems is his fantasy breakout plan, which goes on for way too long.
Yeah, it's like, a gag that would be funnier in a quicker edit.
Like, if The Simpsons did this would be like 22 seconds maximum. Like, imagine that scene where Homer does the Die Hard.
Right.
To save his nuclear power plant. But here it's like 5 minutes long, with
Right.
with the pin drop, a record drop.
You gotta have a needle drop. You gotta have the whole. You gotta have the whole song and dance, literally. It went on too long. Yeah, it's a funnier gag if it's like a minute.
A quick
at
montage
most.
of him beating them up, doing all the steps.
Yeah.
Instead, we
And then
get dedication to each step of the process.
Right, and yeah, it's a funnier thing if it's just him imagining all of this, and then it cuts to him like setting off the fireworks. But yeah, that's that happens. That's a good portion of the episode here is him coming up with this plan and failing, and then somehow grasping success from the jaws of defeat. He's just like me, for real. Although one would hope I'm not this annoying.
Usually not.
No, I'll take it.
I mean, you were really annoying this morning when you were like lamenting your lot in life. Here, trapped in this basically prison.
Yeah, well, I did wake up really sweaty.
And I gave you a bottle of water. I gave you a bottle of water and you were still complaining.
I'm sweaty right now.
It was a half. You drank half of it.
We're rationing the water, Swanson. You don't seem to really realize the situation we're in. I guess you did realize. That's why you were upset. Never mind.
Yeah, I mean, listen, we don't have to dive into it here, but there's a lot of emotions going on.
And a lot of thirst on my part.
Like, you guys, I feel like you guys really glossed over the part where, like, there were two other versions of me.
What are we going to do about that? Come on, really?
I mean, yeah, what am I going to do? How'd that happen?
Look,
what am I supposed to...
Swanson, who cares? Like, we have to appease the Desert Keeper.
Yep.
Well, the Desert Keeper's like a whole other problem, like...
Well, he's the pressing issue. I don't care if you got like 2 or 3 versions of you, or 4, however many there are.
I don't know. There's a decent amount,
and we have no control over that, and they're not relevant right now. The Desert Keeper, he's looming.
It's our fate.
Yeah.
Well, that's why we're recording this episode too. By the way, we were just going to end the podcast, but the Desert Keeper's a fan. And he demanded some new episodes, and we were like, "Oh, let's watch Knuckles."
Yeah, he says that TV Tuner's Phoenix must happen.
Yeah, he thinks it's. He said he thought it was good for the economy, but I can't tell if he meant the economy of Phoenix, Arizona, or of the desert.
I mean, what's the difference?
Oh, yeah, you got me there.
And what do you guys think about the TV Tuner's cactus?
Oh.
That's a good mascot. I mean, it's sort of like the crab. It's harmful to us.
The cactus is a symbol of resilience
and pointiness.
Yeah, I like it. Draw a little face on that thing.
I like the color green.
You know what? I like the color red.
I don't
like
think
Knuckles.
the color green gets enough play in this time and era.
Yeah, I agree. Let's bring green back, folks.
Yeah, we're bringing it back.
By which I'm talking about money. Pay us.
So yeah, we get some slapstick antics, and he manages to get Knuckles out of there.
Yeah, he outsmarts the Mr. Cuddy, and then he uses a weapon to to shoot the lady. But don't worry, it's like a laser blast, so it's all right.
Yeah, it's not as harmful as a gun.
Punch laser, not a melt laser.
Yeah, he had it set to blast and not melt. And yeah, he flies away on the back of Knuckles.
Just like the games.
Him and Knuckles get some food, and he's like, "Yeah, I suck real bad." And Knuckles is like, "You do suck, but you don't suck completely." It's like Knuckles is being a little too nice, personally.
He did get him out of there.
I guess it's fair, yeah. Knuckles was in a pretty bad situation. What do we think of Idris Elba here, by the way? Not the first time we've had Idris Elba on the pod. Do you guys remember that DJ show he did?
Like, what was it called? Give Up Charlie?
Yeah, it was something like that. Like Turn Up Charlie or something.
I think I got that kind of wrong.
The show, that show was pretty bad. And Idris Elba was kind of the best part of it. And oddly enough, this show, not as bad as that one, but he is the best part of this as well. I mean, it's called Knuckles, so you want
him to
Idris
be the best
Elba as
part.
Knuckles.
Yeah.
I feel like the thing is, like, part of the charm of the Knuckles character, at least this version of him, is that he's a straight man to the antics of like a Sonic, or in this case a Wade. But also he's so sort of in his own world that he has a different view of our whole deal. We don't get a whole lot of that though. It's more just him being like going along with whatever weird thing's happening. Like they sing. Oh, that's fun. They sing on the radio. That does bring up the end of this for the last episode here, which is they're driving along, because they're going to go to Reno, but this show has like 5 episodes left, so it's got to continue. And they learn from the radio that Wade is a fugitive now, and they don't explain how that happened.
Well, the government put a bounty out on
Yeah,
him.
they work for Gunn, so they can just kind of corruptly do what they want.
Also,
I guess they're still able to do that, even though they clearly like knocked out 2 gun people.
Yeah.
At the beginning of the first episode. I guess no one found them yet. Did they kill those people? Like they just didn't mention it because it's a children's show.
So, wouldn't they have to replace them? Who are you gonna replace Kid Cudi with?
No. I mean, like the Kid Cudi and his friend, his cohort, kill those 2 people they knocked out. Like they knock out some gun agents and then like take their stuff.
I said one to another planet or another dimension.
I guess it's true. There's really only one they had to deal with. Yeah. They're just like, hey, why didn't Larry show up for the work today? Oh well. No need to look into that.
Everything's chill.
But yeah, Wade has been turned into a fugitive, and so they have to go to his childhood home. I am sad that we're missing the Jewish episode of Knuckles. Literally, the next episode is called the Shabbat Dinner.
Is that why everybody was upset about this show on a certain comment section?
Yeah, probably. I would have to guess. Yeah. So not only does I find this kind of funny in the sense of like, I would not have in a million years guessed this. But not only is the Knuckles show strangely focused on bowling, but also it's Jewish. And like, yeah, okay. I mean, all right, why not? We're at the end of these 2 episodes here that we watched. What do we think of Knuckles here? It's all right. It's mid.
It's mid.
Like, listen, my Sonic the Hedgehog childhood brain wants to be like, tune in. But that's not the case.
It's like a cookie that's the wrong amount of chewiness.
Ooh,
we all have our own sweet spots, and this is not in it.
This is like if someone made lemonade with too much sugar.
It just doesn't hit right.
I thought it was all right.
Let's kill.
This is getting Sprite from somewhere that isn't McDonald's. It's just not hitting right.
Yeah, this is the soggy fries of Sonic Media.
Oh, there you go. Oh, I thought you were saying the soggy fries of Sonic, the restaurant.
No, I've never eaten at a Sonic.
I don't think I've ever gotten fries at a Sonic. Do they have? I don't even know if they have those. Yeah, I mean it was okay, but I can't in good conscience tune in on this.
As much as you do with your time.
Like there's better things. It's not worth the tune in, I think. We've tuned out on shows that are probably better than this. So tune out.
I didn't think it was that bad, guys. I don't know, I didn't watch the second movie, so I don't know how much fatigue I should have for these human characters. But
I don't think the fatigue from anything in the movie carried over so much as just like after a while I noticed that the momentum had been severely dragged down, especially in the second episode. And also that I wasn't really feeling Adam Pally's performance here as Wade.
Yeah, this feels like a bullet hitting the water.
Yeah, like Knuckles is great. Idris Elba's doing a great job here. It's just everything else around Knuckles is like, that's alright, I guess. But if Keo, listen, if you want to tune in, by all means.
I'll give it a light tune in. I think if you are a big fan of this Knuckles character and you like watching some idiot who's bad at bowling.
Some idiot. Some buffoon.
Some absolute moron.
You nincompoop.
A complete dweeb. I guess dweebs aren't dumb. Anyway, does it tune in?
Yeah, it's a light tune in for me on this program.
All right, well, this is still a tune out, unfortunately, but Keo likes it more than means there.
Keo is too merciful. His greatest weakness.
Keo has care in his heart for the Sonic characters. He has nothing but love for Knuckles, the echidna.
Echidnas are named after Echidna, a creature from Greek mythology, a woman who was half woman, half snake.
Anyway, that's about it.
Did they get called that because they lay eggs?
Oh. One could assume, right?
Or it might be that they can mix it up with the ancient Greek word for hedgehog, which sort of sounds like echonis. I don't know how to speak ancient Greece, sorry.
Me neither.
Well, this is like Proto-Hellenic.
It's a shame Stairmaster doesn't know how to speak.
I should do something with my time. I should learn a scale.
Yeah, learn how to speak ancient Greek.
Talking about TV's shows I don't even like.
Anyway, that's about it for this week's episode of the show. As for next week, we're going to be sitting down. We're going to be watching A Tale as Old as Time as two women try to capture one another and learn their deadly secrets as they travel all around fancy towns. It's called The Veil, and we're going to talk about it next week on the show. So until then, keep watching. Bye.
Wait, hold on. Did you know that young echidnas are called puggles?
That's incredible.
Yeah, that's good. That's good. Bye. It's over.
I found them.
Hey, folks. It's time for the TV Tuner's Phoenix Fact of the Week. Did you know that Stairmaster was born from an egg?
It's true. I was left near chaos and radiation to make me more suitable as a guardian of the mystery.